Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another tip of the Mitt fishing report with Brian Kosminski of True North Trout. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm great, Mr. Cash. How's everything going for you?
Yeah, well, my weather's a whole lot better than your weather. We got a little bit cooler, but we don't have any frozen stuff on the ground. What have you got in your neck of the woods?
We're stuck in fourth spring, I think. It keeps coming and going, and we see glimpses in hopes of above 50 degrees, and then all of a sudden we get an inch of snow. So we're right now in the middle of a day low-pressure pattern that rotates through the Great Lakes, and we have a fresh... There's not a whole lot on the pavement and the sidewalks, but all the pine trees and the cedars are definitely nicely frocked and dusted today.
Yeah, which means your steelhead fishing's probably pretty good.
It has, talking to the steelhead guys on the Manistee River and the PM and Muskegon keep saying that there are fresh silver dime bright fish coming in every day. Water levels are starting to go back down. The Sauble system seems to be up and flowing really well. We're just waiting for that water temperature to warm up. It's still around 42, 43 degrees right now.
Yeah, which should make for a very, very interesting trout opener for you, right?
You know, if we they're calling for 62 Saturday and Sunday this weekend, which would be perfect. Give us a little bit of warm up. It'd be nice if we could get it closer to 50 degrees, and we'll start seeing some Hendricksons pop. But this is more typical of a Michigan spring. Last year, if I recall, we seemed to skip the spring part and we went right into summer. And we already had a couple of 80-degree days in April last year at this time. So we're right where we should be, I think.
Got it. And of course, with the crappy weather, probably means you've been tying stuff on your Norvise. What have you been up to?
I have, and I've been super excited thinking about ISOs and reading about ISOs and sulfurs. So I've been doing a couple of really small parasulfurs and a secret trick, the dust bunny for the Michigan waters, which looks like an emerging ISO pattern. It works great in between any time when there's 4 or 5 different bugs hatching and you can't figure out which one they're hitting on. I love throwing on the dust bunny. Got
it. And do you do any articulated ISO patterns?
No, we would just throw on a second trailer, but that's a good call. We should do that.
Well, I was just thinking, I know Matt Sapinski he's got an articulated ISO nymph that he likes to throw.
Oh, he probably does it on a short shank so that it can wiggle as it's moving through the water like a nymph.
Exactly. So, we also, we want to give a shout out. Our friends at Norvise generously sponsor the fishing report. And folks, you have one more chance this season to see them in person during show season. If you're in the Boston area this weekend, they're going to be at Marlboro. And if you go to www.nor-vice.com and go to the event page, you can get all the details. And I know you've got something coming up too, Kaz, right?
Yes. This Friday and Saturday, I will be at Hotel Walloon in Walloon Village, the famed summer vacation place at Hemingway. I will be doing a tying night at the hotel as people are checking in Friday afternoon and evening. And Saturday morning, we're going to be doing casting lessons with TFO and teaching people how to tie flies. I'll bring a couple of vices so everybody can learn how to tie a woolly bugger or some kind of, maybe a sex dungeon. Who knows? It might be a little bit too complicated, but we're getting ready and we're getting amped up for trout opener next week. And we're super excited to bring in trout season 2022.
There you go. And are you going to be doing any readings in the parlor in the evening with Hemingway?
Probably not. I'm actually stuck in the middle of reading a great book by Egan called The Death and the Life of the Great Lakes. It's really, I read it many years ago, but it talks about how our commerce, what we need to ship in and out of the Great Lakes, has led to the demise of our great watershed.
Yeah, speaking of Hemingway, you can certainly get a feel for logging activity if you read the Nick Adams stories.
One of my favorites, actually. I do love the Nick Adams stories.
Yeah, and if you haven't read them before, there's a great copy. If you go to Amazon, you can find it where they actually take all the Nick Adams short stories and put them in chronological order, and also have a couple unfinished manuscripts in there too.
Really? Did not know that.
Super cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's very it's an interesting way to read them. Folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can DM us on social media. You can email them to us. You can drop them in the comments to our social media posts, whatever's easiest for you. And if we use your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag. And then we're going to enter you in a drawing at the end of the season for some cool stuff from True North Trout and a $100 gift certificate from our friends at Norvice. And before I let you hop, Kaz, I guess you want to let folks know maybe where they can find more information about your event this weekend and how to find you and book you, because you're stacking up fishing trips, right?
Getting busy as we speak. May and June are getting very crowded. You can find me at www.truenorthtrout.com. The event this weekend is at the Hotel Walloon Facebook page. I also have Facebook and Instagram as well at True North Trout. Feel free to look me up and give me a shout. I would love to get you on the water and look forward to having a wonderful year.
Yeah, there you go. You need anybody to give you a body shop recommendation?
I'm good. I know the body shops now after hitting one or two deer. I've got those guys on speed dial.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, folks, if you're having trouble, like a lot of folks are, getting bucktails, just reach out to Kaz. He'll hook you up.
They're just small Bambis.
There you go. Well, listen, folks, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Kaz.
Have a great week.
You too.